about early humans. Today we're going to talk about Neanderthals. Neanderthals existed about 133,000 to 32,000 years ago. The last hominin we studied was Homo erectus. Now fully upright and able to move easily on land, they did just that. They moved. Since then, they also added animals to their diet. They became known as the first hunter-gatherers. This means they lived by hunting wild animals and gathering or collecting wild plants. Because of their new hunter-gatherer lifestyle, they also meant that they had to constantly move because they no longer had any animals or plants to eat in the area they were at. So they had to move around constantly to get new supplies. This constant traveling from place to place in search for food gave them a nomadic lifestyle. And that's how they traveled out of Africa. They became nomads, always searching for a new place to live where they could find food. And so a new species emerged out of Africa. Our setting is now Eurasia. And our main characters? Neanderthals. Neanderthals, or Homo neanderthalensis, are considered the closest relatives to the human family tree. Their fossils, or bones, have only been found in Europe and Asia. They get their name from where the first Neanderthal skeleton was ever found, the Neander Valley, near Düsseldorf, Germany. Since the Neanderthals traveled north, they were the first species to survive cold environments or glacial ecosystems. Archaeologists believe because of this, their bodies and their facial features had to adapt to the freezing temperatures. They were relatively short and hairy. They had broad chests, muscular arms and legs, and prominent brows. Their strong, thick bones made them stronger than us humans. These adaptations helped them retain body heat during the freezing temperatures. For example, their noses were large, with relatively large bridges. This created nasal chambers which warmed and humidified cold, dry air in the northern regions. Here's a fun fact. The Crudes and the Flintstones' bodies were actually inspired by Neanderthals. This species also developed larger brains, similar to the size of our human brains, and often even larger. This increase in size gave way to some very important adaptations, such as language and the beginning of a culture. Culture is a sign of an intellectual species, so that way we can say Neanderthals were the first intelligent pre-humans. They built shelters, made clothes, and they were the first to bury their dead in marked graves. Their increased intelligence allowed them to create advanced tools, much more advanced than before, and they started learning to throw things like spears and harpoons, making them even more skilled at hunting. They were also the first species to make tools out of bones, not just use stones and used bones from ornamental purposes like necklaces. Neanderthals were certainly an interesting species of pre-humans. Read the information down below and jot down the facts you learned in the boxes.